Hi guys, I'm in this swamp. You see this swamp? It's nighttime, it's dark, there's monsters, fishes swimming in water, but you know whose fish is the biggest one and the meanest one, but also the most pathetic one? The Jyuratodus. Yes, you guessed it right, because this video is about our good friend the Jyuratodus. I have troubles remembering the name, but that's not such a big deal. It's a fish. It swims in the swamp and it wants to eat your ankles. Here's the thing though, it's a 4-star monsters, but does it really deserve to be a 4-star monsters when it's in the same tier of difficulty as the Barov or of the Tobikarachi or even the Enjanaf? I really don't think so. The Jyuratodus has been a lot simpler than these monsters. To be fair, to be honest, it has kind of been a punching bag. I didn't have trouble at all with the monster. I felt it was way too simple in the fact that the monster didn't have a lot going on for it, except that it's a fish. And like all fishes, it swims, and I guess that's unique in the world of bipedal, four-legged monsters. Because yes, it can bite you. I'm not even sure if it spits water at you, that is to say. But I know it bites you and it rushes you, and sometimes it goes into the swamp and goes under you and jumps very high in the air and would do a lot of damage if you got caught in that very simple to dodge attack. But the monster really lies in complexity, I think, compared to the other monsters that surround it in this 4-star difficulty tier. I have the feeling it could take better advantage of its environment, and like a predatory fish would, you know, maybe create some deeper water spots where the hunter would fall and would need to swim their way out before the Jyuratodus would, you know, catch up to them and eat them. I think that would become like all of these little traps that the hunter would need to get out from. Instead of making it more difficult for the hunter, I noticed that the Jyuratodus leaves mud puddles on the ground, and that actually helps the hunter, because the hunter then is not in shallow water but can walk on the mud that's solidified and can reach the monster more easily, as if we needed the fight to be easier than it already is. And you know, the Puke kind of like taught you status effect and tail cutting, the Barov kind of taught you stamina management and more status effect, right? But the Jyuratodus is kind of like just there. It's an urgent quest, but there's nothing urgent about the monster. It doesn't feel too special to me. I mean, yes, it's a fish. I guess that's his whole gimmick. But is that enough? It doesn't really give you status effects as far as I remember, and it kind of sits there and lets you beat onto it. I unleashed many true charged slashes on it, which I would have had a lot more trouble with the monsters that are in the same rank. I think maybe the monster is kind of like an introduction to fish monsters. There's not a lot in the game. I think there's 2 actually fish monsters in total in Monster Hunter World and Iceborne. I know that Lavasioth comes about much later on, maybe in Iceborne even, maybe not in World. But the Lavasioth is a much more interesting fight as far as I remember, so that kind of leaves our fish being just a fish. So I'm a bit confused as to its purpose, other than serving as a template for a more interesting fight later on. Tell me what you thought about the Jyuratodus. Do you like the monster? Do you find anything special about it? Is it a memorable creature? I kind of like would lean in the camp of it's kind of just there. You know, in the roster of monsters of the game, it's kind of just sitting there and he's really not making itself too exciting, you know? It's kind of like an introvert monster. Thank you for watching. I'll see you for the next video. Cheers!